the head coach of USC football. It's great to have Lincoln Riley back on the program. Good to see you, Coach. How are you?
Good, Rich. Good to see you as well.
So are you, are you used to the Los Angeles situation where we're freaking out over rain, or this still just, is a little bit weird to you that we're all freaked out over rain here?
Still Coach? A little weird. Still a little weird. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like usually it's snow this, snow that. I'm sure we're places that you've been to, but here we are. It's raining hard, so we can't go out, Yeah,
and then we make up these names like atmospheric river and all this other stuff, right?
Yes. Oh, by the way, that's not making it up. I mean, there's an atmosphere and a river is falling down, Coach. Not to go full meteorology on you here, but, I hear you. But that's
what it is. Yeah, I heard all about the LA sunshine, so we're not getting it right now.
I know that. Otherwise, you'd be in Vegas now, I believe. So
that's right.
I know exactly. Right. So let's just jump into some of the news that's going on in the world. And Caleb Williams is right there in the middle of it. And the conversations that I hear at the pro level about Caleb, outside of the clear what the eyes see and the eye in the sky doesn't lie about, is that the kid might be a little bit sensitive for the next level. And I just want to throw that your direction. You know him very well, and ask you to hit that subject matter on him.
Yeah, I don't buy that much. I think he's comfortable in his own skin. He is who he is. And I think, the quarterback position, especially, and you're talking about, the level of scrutiny that a guy like this is going to have, Heisman Trophy winner and coming out of USC and likely to be a top draft pick. You better have somebody that truly is comfortable in their own skin and has that inner self-belief and confidence and is comfortable being themselves. And that Caleb certainly has that. He's always had it. And I think that's important, that you don't try to be somebody that you're not. And so he's very passionate about the game. He's very passionate about winning. He does wear his emotions on his sleeve. Some people like that. Some people don't like that. That's just the nature of the business. But this kid's he's about one thing. He's about winning, about playing high-level football, and he's got a lot of talent to back that up.
Yeah, and just so you're aware, I find the conversation unfortunate, but it is something that I'm sure I'm going to be hearing about at the Combine in a couple of weeks, and then there's the draft, and you understand, you've been through all this quite a bit, and him crying on the sleeve of his mom after that loss. To me, I think it's great. You know what I mean? Like he's just he's still a kid, and he is somebody that just wears, as you said, his emotion on his sleeve, and have this whole conversation surrounding him is, I think, not a red flag whatsoever. But what can you tell me about him that some folks may not know about him, Coach?
Well, and the other thing I would say to that is, I know they got captured on camera, but I've never had a guy that was a great player or turned into, a really good player in the NFL that if we lost a game wasn't just totally destroyed by it. That's, for people on the outside that haven't been in those locker rooms at that level, man, these guys put so much into it and they want to win so bad. And it's, you have to have that level of investment, to me, emotionally, to be successful in those scenarios. But now this guy's made up of a lot of the right things, man. He's fearless. I've said a lot, when he made a decision to transfer, he could have went into a lot more ready-made situations. He chose to come here with us to USC as we were, in the beginning of trying to get a program up off the mat. And has been a big part, certainly, in us being able to do that. And so just, I think, the willingness to go into any situation, be confident in himself and his abilities, and not afraid of any challenge is something that's important. And listen, whatever situation he goes into, like there's a reason why you don't have, or there's a reason why you have one of the early picks in the NFL draft. That means maybe everything hasn't gone perfect. And so when he gets likely in one of those situations, I think he's somebody that's going to face it head on. And I think that's an important mentality to have.
And you also know what it's like to send quarterbacks to the next level, significant quarterbacks to the next level. And you just lost a member of your staff and Kliff Kingsbury to the Commanders, which, as you know, they have the second overall pick in the draft. What do you think Kingsbury could do for Caleb at the next level should somehow, some way they connect in Washington, Coach?
Well, they've had a chance to, obviously build up a little bit of a relationship over the last 7 or 8 months when Coach Kingsbury was with us, and it was great to have him in the building. He's a great friend and a tremendous coach. So, yeah, you get a creative offensive mind like that's developed, obviously some phenomenal quarterbacks, and a chance to pair those two up could be, I think, really special if that happens. And from my perspective, that's what you want, right? You want Caleb and any player, you have to just get in the right situation. I mean, we see all the time the young, really talented quarterback goes into a situation that's not very stable or not ideal, and it doesn't work out. And in that league, more than any, it's so important about the fit, the right scheme, the right players around, the right coaches. I mean, all of that has to be working together at a high level for there to be success. And so certainly hoping that Caleb can end up in one of those situations.
And what did Kliff do specifically over the last year that you think helped out Caleb?
Well, I think just his perspective from some of the guys that he's coached, his perspective from having coached in the NFL and just being a really good offensive coach was awesome. I mean, he was limited in what he could do here for us with the college rules, but just, being able to go back and forth with us to help in game planning, to be able to help, guide Caleb just, from a mentality standpoint and continue to grow his football knowledge was a big piece of it.
Yes, college rules, Lincoln Riley, college rules. Where do you stand on the subject matter that's bandied about in our world, in the media, that the rules in college are still not well defined enough for folks in a position like you, which makes going to the NFL even more attractive? What do you say about that concept in coaching right now in college football?
The thing I've tried to stay focused on is, look, we still have a great product, man. Like, I love college football. I love being a part of it. It's been a part of my life for a long time now. And the product has never been better. The on-the-field play, all that is phenomenal. We've got some issues right now. We have some problems. We have some things that we need to get corrected. There's been some advantages and certainly some positives with some of the developments over the past few years, but there's been a lot of negatives to it too. And it needs some work, and we need to get it fixed. And we can, but it's going to take right people coming together, and it's going to take some real well thought out plans laid out to help college football, because it needs it. There's too many good things going on right now for it to be tarnished by that. But right now, it's just the world that we're all living in.
So there is a committee that's just been formed between the SEC and your new conference, the Big Ten, which still blows my mind. That USC, that you're a Big Ten coach for USC, Lincoln Riley. There's a new committee of athletic directors and presidents getting together. They reach out to you, Lincoln Riley, saying, what do we need to do? What suggestions would you give this group?
Well, we got to decide what we are. Are we amateur or are we professional? And right now we're somewhere stuck in the middle between both. And that's probably the worst place that we could be, because it's just not definitive. And that's really what we need, right? We need clear lines. We need clear boundaries. We need to know, what this is going to look like in terms of paying players. We need to look like we need to know what it looks like in terms of players and their responsibility of staying, throughout a season. We got to just decide what we're going to be at the end of the day. And there's a path forward to both, but you can't sit here stuck in the middle and pretend like that everything's going to work out, because it's not. And so we've put ourselves in this position. We need to dig ourselves out of it. And I believe we will. And I think a committee like that between the Big Ten and the SEC is a great start, because it needs to be put together by the people that are on the ground, by the people that are dealing with this on a day-to-day basis, and not people that don't have any experience with college athletics.
In a couple minutes I have left with you, I'll give you the floor on the changes you made to your defensive side of the staff for USC. Why'd you do it, and what do you like about it?
We do it because we came here to win championships, and you're not going to win championships unless you're playing elite-level defense. It doesn't matter what level of ball you're coaching at. And we're excited is not even the right word for the guys we were able to bring in. I think it's just a tremendous staff, getting Dan Lynn to come be our defensive coordinator, who did a phenomenal job this last year at UCLA, probably was the biggest turnaround of any defense in the country. Great NFL experience. We hired Eric Henderson away from the Los Angeles Rams, who was a defensive line coach and did as good a job as anybody in that league over the last several years. Brought Matt Ince, who was the head coach at North Dakota State, won multiple national championships there. Doug Belk, who's the defensive coordinator at Houston. I mean, it really just all came together. We couldn't have hoped for anything better. I think it's a really, really high-level staff, and very confident in the job that these guys are going to do for USC.
Coach, thanks for the time. Let's do this more often. I'm just, I'm down the road a bit, but would love to have you here anytime.
Absolutely. You got it, Rich. Appreciate you.
Right back at you. I'm seeing Baker on Wednesday. I'll send him your best. I saw you were at that.
What year he had?
Oh my God! I saw you were at the Tampa game, right? You went to the playoff game.
I was. Yeah, pretty special to see both those guys doing it together, man.
I love it. All right, Coach. We'll see you soon. Thanks for the time.
Anytime. Thanks,
you
Rich.
got it. That's Lincoln Riley, the head coach of USC football, right here on the Rich Eisen Show. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.